from the Rashtrapati Bhavan, where Union Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman is presenting the first copy of Union Budget 2025 to President Draupadi Murmu, her entire team. You can see the MOS Finance, the Revenue Secretary, the Finance Secretary, the Expenditure Secretary, they're all there. They will be presenting the first copy of the Union Budget to President Murmu. And then, of course, after that, she is headed from the Rashtrapati Bhavan to the Parliament complex, where the budget will be presented before the Cabinet. The Prime Minister will be chairing the Cabinet, and then, of course, she will present the budget in the Lok Sabha. There you see the President arriving there to receive the first copy of Union Budget 2025. If we have Pallavi Ghosh with us, Pallavi, walk us through these pictures. I said this before the break. I mean, it's a moment to underline a woman finance minister presenting the budget to a woman president.
Absolutely, and that I think is something which epitomizes what the Prime Minister's vision of is about this government as well, and I think it's going to be reflected in the Union Budget as well when it's going to be presented at 11 a.m. The Prime Minister himself indicated as much when he was giving that mandatory media bite yesterday on the first day of the budget session. Zaka repeatedly talking about Ma Lakshmi, also talking about women empowerment, and I think the President of India's speech also yesterday, where she spent quite some time talking about Nari Shakti, what all the government has done, what needs to be done. I wouldn't be too surprised if there are lots of benefits which are going to be given. In fact, what we were often told in our debriefing sessions of the Finance Ministry was a lot of focus is going to be given about generation of employment, especially as far as women are concerned. Corporate sector is going to be encouraged to, kind of employ more and more women across the ladder. It should not be seen as male heavy. That's one of the words which came out of the Finance Ministry. So we'll have to see whether that's reflected in the Union Budget. Actually, it's a matter of protocol. President of India is seen as the first citizen of the country, head of the state, which is why the first copy of the budget is always presented to the Rashtrapati. Right behind me, the Rashtrapati Bhavan. Anytime now, her cavalcade is going to start coming out. Short drive to the Parliament, and over there on the footsteps, yet another photo op you'll see. And then, of course, the Cabinet, because the Cabinet, that's also another technicality and protocol. The Cabinet approves the Union Budget before it's presented on the floor of the House.
All right, Pallavi, thanks very much. We'll come back to you as and when the Finance Minister reaches the Parliament. And of course, I believe this time it's at the Makar Dwar in the new Parliament complex, where she will again display the Bahi Katha to reporters and to photographers. Rahul Shivshankar, I know it's a slight deviation, but all of this is happening on the back of the controversy yesterday between the former Congress president and the president, referring to her speech and so on and so forth. You think that's a win that's passed?
I fundamentally do believe that, look, there has been politics been played over the identity of the president, and we even saw that when she was nominated.
Exactly.
So there has been an attempt to sort of at some level or the other try from both sides to gain and to sort of leverage. But I think that is a distraction that I don't think we don't need tonight or today.
Okay.
The fundamental aspect is that, look, Nirmala Sitharaman has clearly the confidence of the CEO of this country in that sense. And that's really what matters, because it does show that he also believes in a certain degree of continuity. He has faith in her. Now we just have to ensure that, or she has to ensure that she lives up to that trust. And fundamentally, and I think the point that Nalin made about the kinds of budgets was a very insightful point. And I think if last year was really about making all those constituencies that many people believed had drifted away from the BJP happy, this year has to be, of course, a transformative budget. Now, I just want to ask you this, because this is something we were talking about during the break. The majority that the Prime Minister had, would you say that he has still been timid, given that he has had these numbers, or was this pragmatism? What was it that hasn't really let him sort of bite the reform bullet in the way that many people were thinking he would?